Good morning. My name is Manny Sarmiento. I'm the President and CEO of Doral Chamber of Commerce, and I am so happy to be welcomed here at Community Newspapers. This is one of my favorite papers in all of Miami-Dade County, and I think they're moving to Broward too. So I have the privilege of doing interviews here with famous people, not so famous people, amazing people like the one we have today, and a whole bunch of other guests. So with that said, I want to introduce our guest for today. His name is Juan Esquivel, JC Esquivel, well known in the Doral community and a friend for quite a few years. We used to have cafecito at the polling places with my dad. Remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
Dad with his guayabera.
The cafecito, make sure to say that it's made by Carmen.
It was made by Carmen.
Thank you, Manny.
Carmen, of course. In the audience, we have a couple of invites. And, of course, our lovely VP, CFO, co-founder of the Doral Chamber of Commerce, and my wife, Carmen Lopez. I love you. So with that said, let's talk about, we don't like politics, but we got to talk about our future, the future of the city of Doral. We founded the chamber in 2008 with the purpose of making a difference to our businesses and our community. And it's important to elect the right people to the right places. We have you as a guest. So welcome, JC. Can you please tell us? You're welcome.
Thank you so much for the invite. Thank you. Glad to be at Community News Network.
And forgive me if I have a lot of energy. We were just at Casa Cuba at these amazing events that Community Newspapers does, and I had I think 4 cortaditos and 2 croquetas.
And 4 cortaditos can really make you. It's worse than a Red Bull.
And 2 croquetas. I couldn't get to the pastelitos because the suit barely fit today. So I blame it on my dry cleaners, but they're awesome, so I can't do that.
A lot of people don't like politics, but a lot of people do like politics, and politics are so important. And every election is very important.
Well, we need to talk politics. Okay. Today, I sat next to a gentleman who's running for Congress, Democrat. It's fine. We had a conversation. We can have a conversation, and that's what's important. But let's go local. Okay, let's forget, because we can spend 2 hours here, speaking about major political points. I don't want to do that. So tell us, first of all, you are running for Seat 3.
Seat 3 of the City of Doral Council on this November 5th.
Perfect.
Okay.
So
it's a very important election, as you know. There's 3 seats being. It's open. The seat number 3 is open. Seat number 1 is going for re-election, and the mayor seats. Okay. As you know, the City Council of Doral, I have been in every single meeting in the City Council. So for the past 2 years, I have been there and seen them.
I love the collage.
Did you like it?
That was a nice collage. That should be your background on everything.
Well, I'm a very active person in the community.
I see that,
I suffer the problems that every resident does, because I'm a neighbor of my resident.
But you're the only one that shows up every single meeting.
Yeah, I believe so, yes. I have not seen
even Richard Gusted doesn't.
Well, Richard is,
almost
they're
every
giving
meeting.
these key cities, the key for the cities and stuff. I think Richard Glustak deserves one of these, because this guy can really, and he says it like it is. Yeah. Okay, unfortunately, we have to be a little bit more polite and more political oriented, but there are a lot of issues happening in Doral, okay? And we have to address them, okay? The overdevelopment is going out of hand, because the roads do not depend on the city. So we allowed people to, build upright, left, whatever that is. But then again, the cities and the roads are staying the same.
So let's talk about that real quick. Start with that. I wanted to start with you, who you were, but
Well, I can tell you who I am.
Tell me who you are right there. I mean, middle camera.
The middle camera.
Middle camera there. That's important.
Well, my name is Juan Esquivel. I'm a Venezuelan native. I came here to the U.S. in 1979. Over 49 years I lived here, and I went to school here. I went to school here, elementary, middle school. I went to Miami-Dade. I do have a business. I am a specialist on the logistics and transportation, which happens to be the prominent industry in the city of Doral because of the proximity to the airport and the ports. The gateway to the Americas, Miami.
Yep.
Well, Doral is truly the gateway to the Americas. The amount of warehousing and our industry is suffering. Talking about traffic.
Every industry is suffering right now.
I'm a grandfather of 3. I've been married for 30 years with my beautiful wife, Nancy.
Yeah, you better mention her.
Oh, yes. She's a very active. I congratulate her. She became a committee woman for the Republican Party.
Oh, and so did you, right?
So did
you just won.
On this election on November.
I voted for you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay, good. Okay.
You know, a lot of people voted. There was a lot. That's another thing. I mean, people, it is so important to go out and vote. You know, we cannot have 1.4 million voters registered and only 19% go vote. It is impossible.
That was the August one?
That was the turnout. And 19%. Wow. Okay? What happens is that makes it easier for anybody not qualified enough to get into office. So if we have a major election coming up November 5th, I exhort you to go vote, because the vote is the way you say I'm happy or dissatisfied with my local officials. Okay? But today, I mean, we are living in a complex city.
Very.
Okay? We're only 15 square miles. The overdevelopment has created a lot of traffic. We're right in the middle of Miami-Dade. A lot of people go through Doral to get to their place of work, or a lot of people go to Doral and work. We have our residents, we have over 83,000 residents, okay? Only 32,000 votes registered to vote, but only the maximum that has voted was 23,000 people have voted in Doral in a major presidential election.
Now, we also have, you used to say we had 100,000 commuters, people who come in
110,000 go through Doral in and out.
And we have major...
Because we're a work center. I mean,
yeah, we have major companies, Carnival, Southcom, and a bunch of others.
And Trump and Xavier. I mean, he's an employee of 600 people.
Trump National,
to 800 people, Trump National Doral.
Now, tell me about what he's building there. And did that get...
You're going to start with that?
Well, because I want you to explain to me what we're thinking. And I say we because I'm a part of the city, and so are you. And so we can't just say, what are they thinking? No, what are we thinking? What's going to happen? Is 87th Avenue between 36th Street and 58th Street going to be expanded when he puts up 1,500 units? And then Midtown Doral's putting another 500, right? Just got approved?
Well, on his video, let me tell you, on the last council meeting, over 1,400 apartments were a change of use were approved on the last council meeting. And on 107th Avenue, the Midtown Doral, 800, in front of 107
is it 800? It's 500 more.
500 more.
Because
it was 599 total, I believe.
It was supposed to be mixed use retail. And then the retail is going to be eliminated for 500 more units. Is that correct?
Yes. Now,
how do we move around?
How do we move? Did you buy your helicopter? You have to put your order right in.
Musk is making those calls.
Okay. But I have a solution for that. But let's talk about the overdevelopment. In 107th Avenue, you have 2 roads going down north and 2 roads coming up. They're going to build in front of Ronald Reagan High School, okay? Such a rental community that is amazing. 800 families will move in there. 899 families. The only way out is either through 106 Flagler Station, or you got to go down to 74th. So that stretch is going to be overpopulated. They now explain to me how an attorney advocating for this developer will tell me that they have reduced the density and that will better traffic.
Oh, gosh.
That's elementally unlogical. Anyway,
so frustrating.
That's one.
Frustrating.
Okay, on 41st Street, which is Doral Boulevard, in part of the city is 36th Street, but on 41st Street, by down 97th, you have over 900 apartments too, right by Costa del Sol, 97th Avenue and Northwest 41st Street. Okay, 41st Street is already overcrowded. The traffic lights need to be, synchronized. If you get one red, you get one green, one red, one green, one red. That creates traffic.
I talked about that 4 years ago, I talked about that. 8 years ago, when I ran in 2020, I talked about that.
Okay.
Look, this is very simple. When you stop at any corner, you're going to see, and you look down at the
Oh,
road.
those are the sensors.
Those are sensors.
Yeah, but they're not.
Okay. And they're not synchronized.
They're not synchronized.
And you know what? The city wants to blame it on the county. The county wants to blame it on DOT.
Well, I spoke to the director, and he said nobody in the city of Doral has ever called us to synchronize the lights.
It's quite simple. And we used to work on
their office is right on 72nd, right up front of Stockade.
Yeah. I used to live on 112, and when we would head west on 107th Avenue, and we take 33rd Street, we would sit there for 5 minutes, and no one's coming across. Those sensors are designed for that.
Exactly.
And synchronization of the
that's
lights.
a great point. A lot of people don't know about this, so we have to educate by informing the people. Did you know that those sensors activate the traffic light? Did you know that you can make a right on this country? And if a car doesn't come, you can make a right. Other countries like Venezuela, that you cannot make a right, whether it's red, only when it's green. Period. All right. Here
we
you
need
can
to bring that back. That campaign. Aquí no se hace así. Right?
Aquí no se hace así.
Aquí no se hace así.
Well, we don't do it like that here.
Okay.
Well, anyway.
Don't take your puppies into Publix, man.
Did you know 87th Avenue Carnival Cruise Line? I believe they're on the contract. They're
selling,
sell.
right?
I believe they're on the contract.
Oh my gosh.
They already sold. There's another mixed use there. The mixed use is retail, office, and houses, apartments.
Okay. So how does this get through a council meeting? How does this get voted in? And you can be controversial. It's okay. Michael doesn't like it, but it's okay. We can be controversial.
Well, I mean, you need 3 votes to make the ordinance work. Okay, and we have 2 groups.
Why do they continuously vote yes?
Well, you need balance in the Doral City Council, and I believe that I will be one of those negotiators that will balance the vote and think about the standard of living, the great way to live in Doral. We have a great slogan: live, work, and play. Mm-hmm. Well, we can play a lot because we have 11 parks. Yesterday, the Doral Central Park, after 2 years, $190 million. That's what it is.
Over budget.
Over budget. $190 million is what the residents will pay.
The bond was $150 million, wasn't it?
Yes.
But we paid for fixing other parks and stuff.
No, they went into the reserve to pay the difference. And they took budgets of other parks that needed to be held.
What would you have done?
Oh, no. The park would have... First of all, that park was fine the way it was. Now it's going to be Doral... No, not Doral Central Park. It's going to be Miami-Dade Central Park. Yeah. It's a theme park. Skateboarding, pools. You know, the only city that has a pool, a public pool, is Venetia Pool in Coral Gables. Now we are going to be the second one.
But it must be... But, what I saw during the previous administration was no oversight. Just continuous spending over budgeting and over time.
We have to balance the budget. we have to control the government expense within our city. Our budget is $110 million. Okay? We have 450 employees in the city of Doral.
But how can you do that as one vote when it's so political?
Well, you have to negotiate with the city manager because the council, a lot of people don't know that the council legislates. Mm-hmm. All they do is legislate. The city manager runs the city with a whole bunch of staffs and directors, okay? As councilman or councilwoman, you cannot talk to these directors. You have to go through the manager. So hiring a good manager, and we're in our 10th manager already in 23 years. There is a huge negotiation problem. Either you go and get elected to serve your city, or you go there to get your egos up.
Well, there's a lot of politics, and I have brought up the politics in the past.
Politics is fine, okay? Politics is fine.
I have to disagree with you on that.
No. I mean, politics is a science. I mean, is the way to be polite with people and negotiate.
But you can't be quiet.
Oh no, of course not.
I'm not quiet. You know that.
And
right?
you have to have your own incentive. Yes. I mean, and you have to have your own critical thinking. Okay, you cannot just say yes to support. I mean, it's a negotiation, continuously negotiation between all the council members. That's why we're 5. Yeah. It's like a 501c3. You run one. Yeah. I mean,
now let's get to the point. Let's get to your policies. All right. So, how would you fix the traffic?
Traffic. Right. Well, first of all, you cannot build an urban city, what you call it, a urban city, a downtown, lookalike.
We know what we can't.
New York.
We know what we can't do, but it's getting approved, and it gets approved and gets approved.
Well,
how would you fix the traffic?
First of all, we need to change our trolley system completely. First of all, the units do not go with our vision. If we are an intelligent city, we cannot have a trolley system that looks in 1942. Forget it. We are an intelligent city. We are a modern city.
Smart city.
A smart city, what you call it. Okay, so what happens? One trolley will go around the whole city so that you can take it from one end to you end the other day. No, we have to have our trolley system with smaller units, electrical, if we're going to call it a smart city. Okay, smaller, less contamination. We are so pollutant. We have so many pollutants in our city of Doral. We have the cement companies, the trash. We're going to talk about that. But wait, we put in the trolleys with smaller systems in a partnership with private companies, including cars, including big companies. Okay, who's going to pay for that? Advertising. I mean, I'm sick of seeing the same advertisers all the time in downtown Doral. And I say, you got to open it up to everybody else. Radio stations, a whole bunch of things. What happens when you have trolley systems that intercross and interlap with each other's the route? Let's say 79th Avenue, 12th Street.
Yeah, so
okay?
you want to make a grid system. I thought we were doing a grid system.
My friend, when are you going to do it? Stop talking about it. You have to do it, period. If you're going to continue to approve apartments, you're going to have to do it. You have to change the trolley system. And you know what's going to happen? That would incentivize people, because in one car, you have one car, because you're always working with the carman. I have two cars. My wife has a different schedule than I do. So if we take a trolley, because it works. If you take a trolley on 79th Avenue and you want to go to International Mall, if you make it within 5 to 7 minutes, which is possible because it's only a mile and a half or two, you take the trolley going south and then you take the one that's going up, because there's multiple trolleys going back. It happened in Colombia, Venezuela. All these Latin American countries have a better transportation system because they're thinking about putting a bus. You put 5 people, 20, 30 people in it.
Let me tell you something DOT does. Okay, Department of Transportation and the state of Florida, they do public service campaigns. Because you mentioned about not turning. It's really crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
not people who don't turn on red. Other craziness that we've seen throughout. Can we do like a public service campaign? Seriously, and that was a campaign.
Well, the Doral Voice, the radio. We do a.
But we need to educate people.
Well, we said we have one. Did you know?
Did you know? That's
know?
Great.
Okay. Did you know that you can make a right? Do you know that you have to stop on top of the sensors? Those are good. But the main problem is that we are overpopulated.
But could you work?
Okay.
Would you work with the county, the TPO? The previous mayor was supposedly on TPO. Nothing got done on transportation. Nothing got fixed with transportation the 4 years or 8 years or 12, 16 years he was there.
Nothing got fixed with half a penny.
But he kept blaming it.
Remember the half a penny?
Yeah. But he kept blaming it on TPO.
What happened to the half a penny?
But he kept blaming it on TPO. Can you talk to TPO? You think you can open channels?
That's part of the negotiating process. That's part of the negotiation. Okay. But you see, it's a part-time job, quote unquote. No, you go once a month. You go to the several meetings. Okay, you have to negotiate. What you promise, you have to deliver, and you cannot deliver unless you go negotiate with the officials that are responsible for these decisions.
Look, I've brought up several things in the past. One was the sensors, okay, and the synchronization of lights. All right. 2 was the educational part of this, showing people how to drive, okay, basically. And 3, this is, you can see my videos in the past. What about an east-west rail system? Because we have the tracks. They go right by our office. And the tracks are used once a day.
That's one of the programs that Miami-Dade has of putting on the FEC, because they're no longer having this.
I still don't see it. It was 2028. But Brightline's able to put up a whole system from Miami to Orlando in 5 years or however long it took them, and we can't the railroad tracks are there. Oh no, it's FEC. We can't negotiate. Can you negotiate that for us?
Major Bodia put extra cops, police officers in intersections to speed the traffic.
That helps.
Okay, that helped. But then Miami-Dade County came to him and say, hey, you're moving your traffic, but you're blocking every other city agent. Said to them. We need to do something like that, but maybe not using police officers. Maybe we have to change our trolley system. We do have to change our trolley system. They're ugly, they're obsolete, they're contaminating. I was one behind. I'm following. It's something that it really aggravates me. You see it happen and you don't act. You know how much a trolley costs? $350,000. Sell them. We have 11 trolleys. We have $3.6 million, $3.5 million in assets.
I thought we contracted a company for that. They're ours?
What?
For the trolleys.
No. What we contracted was something that this kind of management, this administration was against, the freebies. We had 3 freebies at $35,000 a month each. We criticized that. You know, how could you have one? It's not a free Uber for everybody. No. Now they say 5 more for the senior citizens.
Well, it doesn't cover. It doesn't cover the whole city.
My friend, I tried ordering a freebie. It doesn't cover the whole city, not even in front of the downtown middle school. I have a video going on. You see, I said, I do it so I can feel what my people, my residents, my neighbors are feeling, okay? I took the trolley, and I wanted to take a freebie right in front of Doral Central Park. My friend, that was an experience you don't want to go through. So that has to be fixed, okay? Right. Fixing... I mean, besides, it's very expensive.
All right. Let's make sure
the freebie has to go. It's freebie for the people, but it's costing us a lot of money. And you have to control the budget.
Yeah. Let's make sure we get onto other subjects because
go ahead.
As time flies.
My God,
I know we only have 8.5 minutes left. Okay.
Zero tolerance.
Zero
in the
tolerance.
Schools. You have to negotiate with the Miami-Dade County Public School, but we have more charter schools than public schools.
We have one of your, you call them contraindicantes or something like that.
Contraindicantes.
Actually, you're one of the persons running against you, saying that crime rates are high, and our police department is hiding those crime statistics from us. I don't believe that.
No,
because I believe in our current.
How does she know if crime is high?
Exactly.
And one thing I have to agree is that this administration has done transparency, informing the people what happens to the crime.
So you believe in Chief Lopez? I believe in Chief Lopez.
I like him very much. Okay, he's the next target. I guarantee.
Well, if we don't hurry and if we don't put you in that seat, he's the next one out.
I like him. He has done a good job. He has put more cops in there, thanks to the administration.
He's out in the community.
Okay, he's
community
very
policing. He shows up to events. But you're running. Your opposition in court, by the way, because I was there. In court said that we're hiding the real crime statistics.
But you have to prove that. I mean, I don't believe so. I think we have been more informative. Okay, the city these days have been more informative about crime, which is something not good.
And I see the response rates.
It's right there. You can look at it. I mean, I have been in every single department. And I was in a seminars with the city to learn about the city.
It was so frustrating to hear that, though. Okay, without, because that's typically the political BS.
Yeah.
Attack without the truth, without the numbers. Okay, so I wanted to hear from you because you're a candidate for C3 just like that person is. Yeah. So I'm glad that I asked you that question.
And he's we go through targets. We have a new manager. He's a great man. He used to be there. Okay, he knows the city. Okay, you got to start putting people that know the city, and you gotta evaluate. I don't know if the city does this evaluations for employees. That you have your supervisor says whether you're good, whether you make it good, whether you're doing your job correctly.
I'm not sure about that.
Because after 15 years doing the same, you become a comfort zone. So you have to evaluate. Maybe some people there are time to move. Yeah. Time to relocate them within the city if we can let them go. But that's something you have to negotiate with the city manager because you cannot, as a councilman, you cannot fire anybody.
I'm sorry,
you cannot touch to anybody.
But let's start with doing that with some of the council members.
Well, that the law states that you have to request a whatever that.
It's called a recall. Okay, baby. Recall. Okay, recall. But let's talk about La basura, el basurero.
Oh, the trash.
Formerly, AKA, formerly known as FKA, Covanta. They changed their name to protect the guilty. I mean, the innocent. So
today we have something in the news. Okay, Miami-Dade can build the biggest trash incinerator in the United States.
Why incinerator?
It's called an incinerator.
But why an incinerator?
Or a plant.
Do you know that you can recycle this thing?
Yes. But we have no education in doing that.
No,
how could you, if you don't know how to recycle, how do you want to go to zero waste?
No, where are recycling programs?
It's a very complex, and you don't have
even at the county. I don't
Manny,
see it at the county.
I have been very active with the problem with the trash, with the incinerator, Covanta, whatever.
I saw it from the very beginning, before the Great Fire.
Okay.
Before that happened.
God helped us.
Yes.
Okay, now, they own the land of one of the alternatives, okay, to build this huge plant.
Did you bring a bodyguard today?
It doesn't.
I brought my bodyguard because we're talking about Covanta, so they're we gotta be careful when we leave here.
We have the Miami, the Opalaca West Airport site, which is an abandoned airport. We don't use it, and it's perfect. It's the perfect size. What happens? We have our next door neighbor in that site, which is Miramar, activating.
Well, Opalaca didn't want it there.
No. I mean, this is way off. Miami grew that way.
Okay. Oh,
this
okay.
is on
I know where you're talking about.
Okeechobee Road
Gotcha.
and west of the Turnpike. It doesn't bother anybody in Miami-Dade. There's no residence. The closest residence is 1 mile, and it's in Miramar. Well, Miramar, West Palm Beach has a big plant recycling, and there is 1 mile to $1 million homes, and nobody complains. We cannot eat our trash. I understand that. Okay, they're talking about doing a transfer station if they don't build the incinerator plant in the site that was burned. They wanted to do a transfer station. The other counties will bring it and then transfer because the smaller trucks will take too long to get to this site.
Sometimes the transfer stations are worse. The smell is worse.
That's what my point is.
Yeah.
When you move the trash, it smells.
It stinks.
It stinks.
Yeah.
Okay, now the new technology, why? I mean, make the trucks go over there. Give them, if we don't, we cannot have this plant. They overdeveloped the city and they put houses 100 meters away from this plant. It's enough.
Yeah.
The white houses is no longer white. They're gray. Okay, what are we going to do with the sand, with the ashes? Okay, they're not covering those ashes. And
supposedly the ashes are toxic, is what I've read.
And the air is moving.
Yeah.
And every time you wet them, it sinks, but it doesn't happen. Well, anyway. So,
all right. So I guess that's a lot. I think we need about an hour to talk about the trash situations. What is the biggest issue that you see in Doral, and how will you?
There's a lot of issues, Manny. We have 2 minutes.
How will you fix it?
And I will say this. Well, we need a negotiator in the board. We need in the council. We need a negotiator that will really unite this council. I exhort anybody to go inside of the city of Doral and go to the meeting sections and see the videos of how these meetings are run.
What was the date on the one in March that where they voted Barbie Hernandez out? That was March, right?
That was February, March. Yeah.
Okay, that's the one you should really look at. Okay. That was a sad meeting. It was a sad day. I was one of the 50 speakers that were there. Yeah. I was the last one. Yeah. Everybody spoke on behalf of Barbie Hernandez. Barbie Hernandez did nothing wrong. Yeah. And we have an ethics opinion where she did nothing wrong.
But you have to negotiate.
But the 3 council members tried to smear the reputation of a wonderful person. Yeah. And including her husband, another amazing person. Yeah. How would you take care of that? Because you can't negotiate because you have sunshine law.
No. I mean, you
and I've offered to step in and negotiate, so we don't have this disaster of
the sunshine law,
3 to 2 votes
by a lot of them. Don't worry about it.
3 to 2 votes. 3 to 2 votes. 3 to 2 votes. 3 to 2 votes. You go through the manager.
You go through the manager. Everything has to go through the manager.
But no. You can't do that because once one of our council members brings something up and it goes into discussion and then into the vote, and then it's 3 to 2 vote. Because it's 3 to 2 vote. It's a disaster.
Then you are electing the wrong individuals.
Okay, thank you for saying that.
You have to elect the right individual. Okay. I have something to say.
Please.
If this election, in Miami-Dade doesn't have a big turnout, we are not only in jeopardy here, we have to really go out and vote. Gentlemen, I don't know who likes, don't tell me that the inflation is at 3%. Tell me, where do they buy?
3%. It's a little higher than that.
In food, about 30%. Okay, we have our businesses in the city of Doral, and you're a chamber of commerce, and I congratulate you for what you do.
Thank you.
We became a city because of the businesses in the city of Doral. There are no incentive for them. We're giving free money from left to right to people that do not deserve it. Okay, we got to go out and find additional funds, statewide, nationwide, federal-wide, you name it. Where do we can find so that we can help? As a business owner, if they give you $1,000 grant 1 month, you are one step ahead
it's
of
very,
saving.
It's helpful.
Of saving good money.
Very helpful.
I'm telling you.
We're out of time, so before we leave, if you could please look at the camera and tell people why. Which one are we looking at?
Right there.
Middle camera? Okay, this camera right there. Look at the camera sincerely and tell them why Juan Carlos Esquivel should be voted for Doral City Council seat 3 on November 5th, 2024.
I'm doing it for the residents of the city of Doral, number one. Okay? People get into politics sometimes to make worth living. I don't need that. I do it for my community. I have 3 grandchildren that live in Doral. We have a beautiful city, and we have to correct what is wrong. Okay, this November 3rd and November 5th, I ask you to honor me with your vote. Okay, my webpage is, they're putting it right now so that you can see my proposal, my community proposal. What are the ideas? My phone number is there. If you have something to say, please call me. And I will be happy to listen to you, because you know who really knows what needs to be done? The voters. And I'm here to listening to you. I am a voter. I am a resident. I suffer whatever you guys suffer too. So I ask you for your vote this November 5th.
Wow. Well, thank you. I'm so glad that I invited you in today. My name is Manny Sarmiento. Thank you, Juan Carlos Esquivel, Doral City Council seat 3 on November 5th. I want to thank the whole Miller family, Grant, Michael Miller. You guys are amazing people. We love you. I love you guys. Keep up the great work. Great events. If you haven't been to one of the community newspapers breakfasts or lunches, Casa Cuba usually, please get online, get on their mailing list. Check out community newspapers. Once again, my name is Manny Sarmiento, President and CEO of Doral Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much. Thank you, Juan Carlos Esquivel.
Thank you very much, Manny.
Good luck November 5th.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and get out and vote. It's so important. God bless you all.
Thank you.